Welcome back to CTV News. Well, as residents, you've got one more week to have your say on Environment Canterbury's long-term plan, air quality, water rights, Christchurch's bus fares. They're all up for discussion. And joining me tonight is ECAN Commissioner David Benford. Good to see you, David. Thanks for coming in. The long-term plan, only 1 week to go. It's quite important stuff. First thing that comes to mind is probably the plan for air quality, wouldn't it?
Yeah, the long-term plan sort of proposes the funding for the air program that we've got set out in our air strategy for the next 10 years, really, and it's one of the areas where we're looking to fund some bigger projects aimed at improving air quality in the 7 towns around Canterbury that are considered to be polluted at the moment.
You've got some pretty, well, they're okay targets, aren't they, really? According to health guidelines, they meet international guidelines, don't they? The targets, that is, that you're trying to get to?
Yeah. The targets are set are based on recommendations from the World Health Organization, and you know, they've been in place now for a number of years. They're pretty well tested, and you know, I think even though there's a few challenges along the way, certainly the target for 2020 I think can be achieved.
Talk to me about water, because that's obviously a big discussion at the moment, both for farmers and politically. What's in the long-term plan when it comes to water?
Well, we were charged as commissioners with implementing the Canterbury Water Management Strategy, which had been developed over the previous sort of 10 years and was really owned by the Mayoral Forum. And so we've set about doing that through the zone committees that we've set up in the 10 zones around Canterbury. And each of those zone committees are made up of interested members of the public, and they come up with programs for their catchments that basically will deliver the targets that are required both nationally and regionally for water quality. And so, you know, it's been our big challenge, and we've made some good progress on it. And again, in the long-term plan, there is a request for additional funding to help sort of put into practice a lot of the planning that's been done over the last few years.
Always a request for additional funding, isn't there?
Yeah. Look, I'd really, you know, for me, the long-term plan is an opportunity for the ratepayers of Canterbury to have their say on what we're proposing to do. And we put a lot of effort in working with the staff at ECAN to come up with a proposal that we think makes sense. But at the end of the day, there's about 200,000 households around Canterbury who should have received a copy of our consultation document. And the request that they make submissions is not an idle request. I mean, it's really important they do make submissions, because it's their chance to actually have an input into the program of work that ECAN carries out for the next 3 years and longer.
Absolutely. What's been the response been like so far from residents? Are they engaging in the consultation process, or are they just moaning on press websites like they normally do?
The last update I have had from our staff on the numbers of submissions is it's pretty small. It's about 150.
Is that all?
That was up until after Thursday before Easter. And I mean, it'd be great if we had a lot more, because this is, I mean, the long-term plan consultation document that we put out this year, this is the first time we've actually published a document and posted out to every home in Canterbury.
Yeah.
Up until this year, prior to change in the Local Government Act, basically, if you wanted to have an input into the long-term plan, you had to go to a library or to our office or go online and get a copy of it. And it was a big, fat document that was hard to navigate. This year, we've put out this consultation document, which summarises, you know, in 20-odd pages, our work program for the next 3 to 10 years. And it was done that way so that it provided an opportunity for members of the public, for ratepayers, to engage in a more easy way. So I'm really keen to see that 150 increase somewhat.
Well, yeah. I mean, as I always say on this program, it's all very well to moan on, you know, the stuff blogs and anonymously, but if you want change or you're not happy, then, you know, how about you actually fill out a submission? They can be lazy though, that's for sure. Just finally, a rate increase. This is another rate increase. This is on top of the council's rate increase. The proposal for that is how much again?
The average across the whole of Canterbury is about 4.5%. Of that, I think about 0.6% is made up of a general rate, and the balance, which is in fact a 6.7% increase in targeted rates, relates to the fact that we're targeting air quality and we're targeting water management. So, 4.5%, we understand that on top of what people in Christchurch are having to pay in particular, it's an increase, but we've tried very, very hard to prioritise what we think is important, to cut back on certain things that we don't think are priorities. But most importantly, I mean, if we get submissions from the community which indicate we should think about it differently, well, we'll listen to those.
Well, so we can beat the target of 150 so far. David Benford, nice to see you, and thank you so much for coming into the program.